want to repeat my greatest lessons came at rock bottom, in my rock bottom moments. And I really didn't know why I was led to repeat that in my intro, but I'm gonna just freestyle with it. We better learn, but we don't better do nothing. But if we wise, we will use every opportunity to make the best opportunity out of every opportunity that we have one. Cause we really in some trying times right now. I don't know what all going on and what all gonna go on for us to get the way we gotta get to. But it's a lot going on. We're going through a lot of cycles right now. And with the cycles that we're going through right now, it had me really, cause this weather is, it's weather. Y'all stay hydrated, man, please. This weather, man. In order not to complain and remain grateful, because I am grateful for it all, whether we understand it or not, whether we like it or not. Me personally, gratitude is an important frequency for me to continually exercise. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. But I try to give y'all keys in every little thing I say. And it don't cost you nothing but the attention that you pay to extract it out of what's said. But we've had so many cycles. We've repeated so many cycles. And they say history repeats itself. And y'all heard me just say we have repeated so many cycles, and they say history repeats itself. And it may sound like that I'm saying the same thing by saying we've had repeated so many cycles. But they say history repeats itself. But I use that because sometimes in saying what we're trying to say, we only have the words that we have. And sometimes it may sound synonymous or similar. It means something totally different. So, and what sounds synonymous or similar in what I'm saying, if you listen, you'll be able to see that it's totally different. We've repeated so many cycles, and they say history repeats itself, but I beg to differ, because we ain't never, and y'all can check me if I'm wrong, we ain't never experienced nothing like we have been experiencing, at least not in my time on the planet. You see, I ain't never read about a COVID. I ain't never read about we haven't experienced what we have the opportunity to experience. So there is no better time to be on the planet than right now. Depending on where you at, it's going to determine how you hear. But why do I say that? Because it's about time where cycles is being repeated. I think it's about time that we take another route. Well, ain't it? Why do I say that? I say that because for some of us, it takes some of us more time than others through our cycles, through the experience of the cycles that we have to grow through, that we have to mature through, that we have to become of age through, and not the age that we assign ourselves through every yearly solar rotation. But much more deeper, much more integrated than that. Why is that important? Because if we're really understanding what's happening through time, and time is an illusion, we'll be able to see that we don't have a lot of it. Time. And whatever time we do have, left, we got some things to do while we have time. Don't let it run out. Don't let it run out. See, as a 70 babies growing up in the 80s, a lot of us had to grow up fast. I seen a lot. I heard a lot. And I experienced a lot that I didn't comprehend until I did. Many of us wasn't taught how to overcome certain obstacles. Many of us wasn't taught how to communicate through certain challenges, or how to commit to certain challenges. Many of us wasn't learned in how to properly see the obstacles and challenges that we find ourselves in when we find ourselves in them. Many of us wasn't taught how to look at ourselves from the lens of accountability and responsibility when we find ourselves in the situations and circumstances that we find ourselves in, causing uncomfort to us. Many of us wasn't taught how to not project blame or project projections of blame or any other sort. Many of us wasn't taught. So how did we learn? How did I learn? How do we learn? The many of us, that's so few. See, first, and I don't usually use the I statement unless I'm using myself as the example. See, first, and in those of y'all who familiar with the Bible, there's a scripture that kind of resonate where I'm speaking from. See, first I had to remove the veil. And what I mean by remove the veil, I didn't remove anything. I had to go behind it. Or in another way to say it, I had to go within. See, I had to go behind the veil of myself to remove the blinders from my own eye. And once we do that, then we're properly able to assist others. I first had to look at myself, in another way to say it. And when we do that, we ain't gonna like everything we see. but it do a whole world of good when we able to do it. It did me a whole world of good when I was able to do it. See, because like most any of us, especially those of us born in America, I was born under the spell just like everybody else within this matrix. So, but the difference may be, I also know how to free myself from it. Why do I say that? For each and every one of us that comes across this message, as a spiritual being, having a physical experience in its physicality, this is your opportunity to experience yourself at the most elevated state of your being. Ain't nothing like leaving here still having a spiritual stain on your soul. That's why I'm saying this. Ain't nothing like leaving here still having a spiritual stain on your soul. Do we have any idea how many people don't left this planet still having spiritual stains on their soul? Still bitter, still hardened, still traumatized, and gotta come back and do it again? Why do I emphasize that? Because shadow work is just like life insurance. For any of us, and I didn't recognize the importance of it the way I do now. But for anybody that know about life insurance, you also know that it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So shadow work the same way. It's better to do it and not need it than not do it and end up needing it. Think about it. Thanks for likes, unlikes, shares, new subscribers. I appreciate y'all. Those who make purchases with me. Whatever you see me wearing, it can be ordered and it can be customized for you. Remember, how you show up to yourself is how you show up for the world. Thanks, I appreciate y'all, family. Love, Sawu.